facing the Dark Elves is never fun. They're cruel, they're vicious, and they're really pretty good.
This player likes to be well assisted.
They're gathering around that lone player, like halflings round a sapling. Player's in trouble, no doubt about it. But what's the coach gonna do?
That's quite a few of the opposition surrounding that player. They need to be very careful. They must have glue on their fingers.
They're passing the ball back. Interesting. Jump on the body, Jim. Not hard.
Get up or get off the field.
Is the assist gonna be enough to come out on top?
He's away with the fairies. Murderous beasts.
gonna try something, do it right. This formation gives them a safe progression. It's gonna be hard to make them lose the ball.
That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
This player, the attacker, smells weakness.
Ouch! That must have hurt.
Gone into the opponent's tackle zone. Should be good. Safety in numbers.
Unity is strength. Twinkle toes there.
That's a solid formation. I want to see the opposing team have a go at the ball now.
Players arrive to assist their teammate. This is going to be decisive.
All they had to do was jump on the body, Jim. It's not hard. The attacker has an assist. Come on, guys, together!
Push back, but not over. Let's see the player get out of that one.
I never could get the hang of this maneuver. Whenever I jumped up, parts of the stadium would collapse, killing many fans.
That player is about to get punched above and below at the same time.
He'll get an assist now. Wusses.
The bigger they are,
The harder they punch.
not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the pitch. If the player gets pushed into the crowd, well, last time that happened, it took 3 days to piece the body back together. On the edge of the field, within grasping range of the fans. The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
Don't forget to pick up your tea.
Up, and away. If you look very carefully, you may be able to discern parts of the opponent's out from that mountain. That's why I love this. You know, a fence may solve this problem of players being eaten. Just as We can finally get this match started. Are doing their job. It's getting hard now that they're outnumbered. Despite being in the lead, this team now has to kick the ball to the losing squad.
They'll want to get it back as soon as they can.
Unity is strength.
Good call. Intimidation is the key. It's one of my strengths and highlights. That's it. Force them back and then power.
Sometimes the underdog wins. I think there was a Blood Bowl player under this other one. We may see that player later, if you wait. Is it a bat? Is it a bat? No, it's a flaming critter. Players are back on the field. How did they like it?
2 players down is hard to come back from. He'll need some subs. Possession is the key to winning. Must drive the coach crazy, as his team is just kicking away.
Oh, that sucks. So, this whole time, I've been commenting the entire first half, trying to catch you guys up. And I had my microphone, I had the wrong switch on. So, that whole first half, I've been enjoying this action, broadcasting it for you guys. And, wow, nothing. So, that's, wow, wasted breath. Oh, well, at least I entertained myself. So, an interesting game. Wow, so the attrition is starting to set in on the Dark Elves, and Duran was able to injure 2 of them, knock out 1 of them who came back, and the apple was used on a knockout here to make sure that that player stays on the pitch, and that's even worse. That's a strength 4, movement plus, looks like he's already been niggled back down. Blitzer for the Dark Elves eliminated right there. Darth Vader, who I'm not sure whether he'll be useful after this game again now. With that, what was that a what down? I don't even remember what the... That was a smashed hip, so he's going to lose movement allowance now. Be interesting to see what he does with that player after the fact. And the Orcs have just been focusing on attrition. The first half, they were unable to get the attrition that they wanted, but they were able to, get the positioning going. I'm sorry, but they were... wow, did he just... What the hell was that? He piled on... I think I've seen that animation where he piled on with the troll. So in the first half... he couldn't stop FanFox from scoring, but Duran just focused on the attrition. He was able to knock 2 of them permanently out, and now you've got a third out. And this is the thing: if Duran can keep this up, knocking the numbers down for the Elves, and eventually score and limit their time to come back, then we're looking at an overtime. So, again, for those of you, I've been saying this over and over for the first half, but I guess nobody could hear me because my mic wasn't on. Epic fail. But I'm sorry, so we are not, this is not exactly live. The match is live, the match is ongoing, but I backed it all the way up to the beginning so anybody that was tuning into my Twitch could see the beginning of the game. But hopefully we'll be caught up for the good parts at the end for the exciting conclusion. In the meantime, you guys get to enjoy all of this exciting Blood Bowl action with very little delay in between turns. You don't have to wait for coaches to figure out what they're going to do, plan out the strategy. You're just seeing the ultimate results. So this is kind of like the have it your way version of watching Blood Bowl. It happens immediate. And there it is. So yeah, Mello, this is a shout out to Mello who's been asking, what is this? Is this the final? No, it's the first round of the playoffs here. And this is the second to last game. There's only one to be played after this one. And it involves the last season's champ, the only champ so far in this series. And wait, we see a fireball. The Orcs may have forgot that there was a wizard, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they were daring the Dark Elves to bring that wizard. But that wizard has been used by the Dark Elves, and not that successfully, because it only gets the ball carrier. So that ball now is still laying there between 2 Orcs. May be enough, though, because if they can knock one of those Orcs away and there's only 1 tackle zone on the ball, an Elf can jump in there and snatch it. Especially one of those very high agility, one of those Agi 5 guys over there. Maybe the guy with Leap can jump in there, grab the ball, and get out. So the ball is loose, not something Duran wanted to see, but the bounce was pretty good for him. And FanFox isn't going to knock any Orcs away. He's going to use his Agi 6 guy to jump in the middle of the Orc pile, pick it up right in their faces, and then pass it right past them to the waiting receiver on the end. Wow, that's got to be frustrating. That has got to be really, really, really annoying if you're the Orcs. Now the question is, can this Elf survive the ensuing onslaught that's going to happen on the Joker? The Joker, of course, is a blodger, but you see this little guy right here, We4? We4 is and what a time for Crispy Death to decide to go really stupid, right? Crispy Death starts picking up in his nose, finds something that really interests him, and then starts molding it into a little statue before our very eyes. Might be entertaining if we were at, trying to watch a craft convention here of orc boogers, but the rest of us who are trying to watch a game here are like, hey, there is a ball carrier getting knocked to the ground. A ball is loose, the Joker is stunned, and the Orcs have picked the ball back up. Wizard is off the table, and FanFox has to be pretty frustrated. Mello said he tuned in before, didn't know it wasn't live, and thought FanFox was playing super quickly. If you are familiar with FanFox, he is an awesome coach. He is a finalist from the first season. However, he has a noted reputation for weighing psychological warfare on his opponents by taking the full length of a 3-minute turn wherever possible. And they have loosed the Dark Elves have loosed the ball again here, and can they pick it back up? This is going to be the tough part of it. But funny, in referencing back though, Mello, actually in the first half there were a couple instances where, actually I would say at least at least one of, if not two of those injuries over there on the Dark Elf sideline are due to FanFox running out of time in the first half on a 3-minute turn where he left at least one guy in contact. Yeah, so one of them was in contact with the Troll when FanFox ran out of time to dodge him away, and then Duran took full advantage of it and injured him. So now we're going to have the Troll decide that the Booger wasn't that interesting, maybe because Duran is screaming his head off at him from the sideline. Crispy Duck takes his place, marks up the Witch Elf, and We4 is back at it again! He's going to stun Hans Gruber, and it is all, and he shouts out, and you lucky I got to go get this ball, because that definitely would have been a pylon. How many times do you get that guy down and then not follow up? And the problem, though, is that there's still going to be, at the very least, this is going to be a 2-die block on this ball carrier. All of that said, all of that work to get in position, I don't know, I don't remember if We4 had the opportunity to GFI, but it might have been worth it because this looks like it's probably going to be a 2-die block on this guy. We just saw a Black Orc dodge. Pretty nifty. And the coach who just pulled off an amazing grab out of 2 tackle zones and pass with 2 orcs on his back is probably annoyed at the fact that the Black Orc just danced around his elf like that. And here comes the boom. And it's not enough at first, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. There was extra training this week in the gym on the heavy bag, and it pays off. Recovers his own forced fumble. The Joker is in the end zone, slitting his throat at the Orcs again. The pile 3.0 has to be pissed at this point. They've been playing it very well. They played it very well, except for deciding to put everybody neatly in a cage where the Wizard could get at them, and their ball carrier could get hit with nobody else around to pick it up. But then again, they did everything they could do because they had 2 tackle zones on the ball, and it still didn't stop Hans Gruber from jumping in there and making that insane pass. So I don't know there was much more that Duran could have done. Oh, Dr. Evil. It wasn't. I think it was Dr. Evil, not Hans Gruber. But as you see, the numbers are still in favor of the Orcs. I mean, it's only 3 elves off the pitch, so you're looking at 8 elves still left on the pitch. There's only 4 turns, though. I don't see this going to overtime unless Duran starts to employ that Goblin Toss again. High kick in effect. And subject 4444 is unable to field it, but that's okay because his teammates are making sure none of these elves get to it. The pylon unsuccessful. Look manages to fell Sauron, and here comes the pylon. Takes some of that orc nipple in the face, and it doesn't manage to knock him out. And here comes yet another pylon. That's Wee. Wee is the grizzled veteran of this group. He's got all kinds of battle scars, but he's been doing his damage there. And now you're going to see these Black Orcs look out and low are going to jump up there and start to make menacing gestures at the rest of the elf team. FanFox now has got to think that this game is quickly getting out of hand for the Orcs to cover enough ground to make a touchdown happen. So he's probably more concerned about keeping his guys alive and intact. But a failed pass, we may have seen a Goblin Toss there if that had worked out. A failed pass by Subject 444, who I guess gets sweaty palms and decides to fumble that ball all over the pitch. And now the Joker, who, as you can recall, forced the fumble, grabbed his own forced fumble, and ran into the end zone, is going to come up and knock an orc down just on GP. And the elf defense moves up and starts to take a commanding position. I'm thinking that we probably see a gobble toss for the end zone because that's the only way that these orcs are going to have a chance to tie it up. If that was the case, I'm wondering why Duran didn't move his troll up a little bit on the last turn with the goblin behind him. Because then he could have thrown him right there into the end zone instead of a harder throw. He could have made it like a short, like a quick pass or something. Or a shorter pass, rather. Yeah, it's got to be a goblin TD. And here's going to come the handoff. There you go. And let's have some fun. Gabo tossing 101. And there he goes. Crispy Death passes the goblin, who is unable to land properly. Instead, lands badly on his side, knocks the wind out. He looks like he's badly hurt, and we're not going to see him again this game. And that's going to be a Dark Elf ball, and we're probably going to see some more SPP for the Dark Elves. FanFox looking at that, delighted. Yeah, and Mello pointed out he didn't want to run down the troll because he didn't want him to get based, you know, but you could free him up with a blitz if you needed to, so, you know, whatever's clever. The Dark Elves managing to pull most of their guys away, and the ones are just not flowing. Nuffle has picked a winner, and that's it. All the elves have managed to completely avoid contact. The orcs are only going to get one blitz, one hit this round at most. So let's see if they make it count. And will Duran do the rest of us that are left in the playoffs a favor and knock out one of FanFox's important pieces before this is over?
This player likes to be well assisted.
Yeah, and like Mello pointed out, when things go wrong, when they just start going wrong, it just flows that way.
Put some force behind those punches.
And FanFox saying in the chat he wishes he had developed his team more. Dude has he had multiple strength up elves, and multiple Agi 5, I think. Yeah, multiple Agi 5 elves. I'd say this team is decently developed. Yeah, so one of the strength four guys is gone, and that'll hurt. You got two Agi 5. And FanFox says, what more do I want to see? I'm thinking there's going to be a Dark Elf touchdown, though. I don't think FanFox can resist the urge here. I mean, it's not like he's at risk of like giving up a touchdown. It's not going to be game changing, but with only one receiver downfield, though, that's brave. Because that's just asking for the orcs to go and just maul that receiver. And that is probably what's going down now. The thing is, though, smartly, FanFox has put him out of range of anybody with the tackle skill, I think. So the orcs can't get to the it could with two GFIs. And then it just becomes a question for Durant. Does he want to cause another injury to one of these guys around the ball, or does he want to cover that receiver, or what? I don't know. It's looking more and more like they're about to hit the Joker in revenge. And the Joker is already leveled up for SPP, so if he makes it alive out of this round, that Strength 4 Blodger will have an extra skill for FanFox's next opponent to contend with. And they are just surrounding this guy. I think Duran wants to make a point that this dude is going to pay for his transgressions. And there's the 3-die block. It looks like all 3 dice were needed. Look is going to fell the Joker. He's not going to break armor at first, but you can bet your sweet behind we're going to see a pylon. And the pylon is not successful. Joker's a tough player. He is a tough player. And it looks like we are now live because, the action is moving a little slower. So this is live, completely live action. And Mello, definitely pylon before getting Mighty Blow or block is not. I mean, even more so before Mighty Blow is just not the recommended way. Like I said, I think Duran made this team kind of like a joke, like for fun, and then he just kept winning and winning and winning, and then he started putting on the skills. So we too sent off finally. There wasn't a lot of fouls on this Orc team. There's no real need to foul when you have Pylon, but he just wanted to make his presence felt there, and I think we will most likely see. We're going to see FanFox go for it. Are we going to see? He's got a couple options here. You could take a safe 1 SPP pass for Hans Gruber, or he could have Hans hand off to one. He's probably looking at his players to see if there's anybody he wants to give 1 SPP to. If he doesn't, then he's looking at, if he can find nobody, then he can, Hans Gruber has the arm to get downfield and make this throw. And normally it'd be an 83% catch, but because of both of these tackle zones, it's a 50% catch. And FanFox has the reroll, so you're probably looking at somewhere like a 67% throw, maybe 83 even, but I think it's more likely 67%. 67% throw, I'm thinking, and the catch will be 50%, but you have a reroll. And once he catches that ball, there's no tackle on this guy, and he has the dodge skill, which allows him to reroll a failed dodge. So he really could make this will be a 67% dodge from this square to this square, and then an 83% dodge this square to this square. And if he fails one of those, he gets a built-in reroll from the dodge skill, even if he's already used his team reroll on the catch or the throw. But first, I imagine that FanFox just kind of can't let it go that there burns his reroll. He can't kind of let it go that they tried to foul the Joker into oblivion, and he wants his revenge. He's going to get a nice little swift kick on Wii 4, but it doesn't do anything other than annoy Wii 4. And now FanFox without a reroll to score the TD. Not that he needs it, but why not give it the old college try? Am I right? So here comes Gruber. Cock back that throwing arm, makes a successful accurate pass, 50% catch, caught, and now this is actually the easier part. The first dodge out is going to be 67% from that square to this one. Fails at first, but the dodge skill kicks in, and we have a touchdown. It's going to be 0-3. Orc Pile 3.0 is going to be beat 3-0 by the Elves. And now I'm thinking, what does FanFox have to think about? I mean, he is actually really early to end his turn. He's under the 2-minute turn mark at this point, but I guess he's thinking how many different ways he could take this guy and run into the end zone. I mean, really, there's nothing else, absolutely nothing else to do at this point. If he moves anybody else before he moves this guy further, he gives up the touchdown. So he just finally decides on a direct route to the middle of the field where he always goes to score the touchdown, and that is game. A good game, guys. Exciting game to watch. Man, you would have heard me. I was more excited in the first half when I was going through this rapid fire, and then I was kind of disappointed to find out you guys didn't hear any of the commentary coming out of here the first half. But in any case, exciting game, and it kind of spoke for itself. If you were watching that first half, hopefully you got something out of it. I know I did. It's very, very exciting game to watch. Good play by both coaches. Orkpile 3.0 just like hands down winning 4 times the armor breaks, but they just couldn't get it done. I mean, I think they out-injured him as well. Let's take a look at the statistics real quick. Yeah, well, not that many blocks, but the pylon really made the difference because they didn't get that many blocks on. They only got 36 blocks, but when they did get them down, they had 2 shots to break the armor or 2 shots to cause injury. But FanFox managed to whopping 81% ball possession over the Orcs, which you never see this. Elves over the Orcs, and the Elves hold the ball this long versus the Orcs. Great use of the Wizard by FanFox. That was really the ultimate difference maker. Orcs beat him out on the KOs and the injuries, but in the end it just wasn't enough. 134 yards rushing from Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, and it looks like last year's second place guy finalist will advance to the second round. And one more match to be seen in this play pool. And that is scheduled for tomorrow. We can take a quick look at it if you guys want to hang around for an extra minute or two. I think we actually have an extra minute budgeted in the broadcasting time because FanFox finished his turn miraculously a minute early this time around. So, so look, Orkpile 3.0, Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, done deal there. You got zero That solidifies the second to last game, rather. And we will see the Froth Fighters versus Landazuri Izardui. And that's going to take place tomorrow at 22:30. That's 10:30 p.m. GMT. So if you are on the east coast of the Americas, as I am, for you, that is 5:30 p.m. All right, so check it out tomorrow. I will broadcast it here on Twitch. And the Froth Fighters, of course, is V-Power V's team. I believe they are Norse. They are Norse. Take a look at them right here. And probably familiar with V-Power V because he co-announces these games all the time. Really good dude. This is a basic Norse team. Kind of young. They took a lot. Well, they're not really that young. They played 19-5-5, but they took a lot of injuries. So which is why they look more fresh. And they're going up against our returning champ, Arzowain 5's Chaos. Last year he played with Orcs, and this year he says he loves his team much better than last year's champion team Orcs. He feels like this is the best team he may have ever coached in Blood Bowl. And if you look at them, they look extremely scary. So tomorrow's result should be insane. Or tomorrow's game should be insane. A lot of fun to watch. Two good coaches going at each other, and let's see how it turns out. I'm pretty sure it'll be carnage, though. Norse against Chaos. It's going to be off the hook. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been the Blood Bowl Cabalvision PS4 Champion Cup Season 2, second to last, round 1 match, and I'm out.